but like I really can't personally say I recommend this game. And I'm more interested to hear what you would say. You're gonna do your review, but this was your most anticipated. I mean, are you happy with that choice after now playing it after retail release, or are you not? Are you disappointed?
Well, there's some things that I wish were in Alien vs Predator that I expected. Like the campaign is very short, but overall, I still think this is a great game, and I still think that I still disbelieve in what people have been saying about this game when they compare it to Call of Duty and Halo.
All right, so you do not regret having it as your most anticipated.
Absolutely not.
All right, well, I will say in your review, try to be as objective as possible.
I'll try to stay. I won't be as biased as I am right now.
All right. So moving on to our very belated Game of the Year, and I almost didn't do this.
Game of the Year before achievement?
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to get out of the way, so let's talk about our Games of the Year 2009. Definitely a pretty sick year in gaming, some record-breaking sales, a lot of stuff coming up on a bunch of different consoles, some new developers coming on the radar. Twisted, let's start with you. Game of the Year.
My Game of the Year, although I may not be a huge fan of it, I'm going to say Arkham Asylum.
Okay. I'm about to say, if you're going to say Trine, I'm going to decapitate you.
No. Okay, I'm not an idiot. It's a nice...
say Bomberman 64.
Yes. It was Pong. Pong takes the prize.
Pong.
Batman Arkham
Asylum.
Asylum. What do we think? So Batman Arkham Asylum.
Okay, well, I say it's probably one Game of the Year. I mean, first of all, it's probably the first good superhero-based game. I mean, every other superhero-based game is usually just like a Street Fighter knockoff or like a platformer RPG. Yeah, this sort of thing. It was never good. It was more of like a fanboy thing. But Arkham Asylum can be picked up by pretty much anyone. I mean, you have to have pretty much zero knowledge of the Batman world. I mean, you don't even have to like Batman to like this game.
You know what I loved about this game? This is what really did it for me. And I am not a comic book person at all. I haven't read a Superman comic book or anything like that a day in my life. But what really made me happy about this game is it had all the combat elements, but what it really brought back to was that detective thing of the whole Batman. If anyone ever remembers, he was like a detective. That was the whole point of Batman. He was like a cop, detective kind of thing, and he brought back all the senses of detective strategies and abilities and things like that. That was cool, and I was really happy that element was brought back into the game. That added like a whole layer of greatness.
Yeah, that's the other reason why it's my Game of the Year, is just because the gameplay is just so immersing and so much fun. You can do pretty much anything you want. I mean, just sneaking around, climbing up above things. It's like Assassin's Creed almost, where you can just pretty much get anywhere you want to take care of the problem.
And yeah, I mean, the combat in that game is definitely great. And then I always liked, moving from, one place to another, and then, like, deploying traps and using stealth. I thought it was really well done.
And then, like, the story was great, too. And it's not like, okay, we just need to throw a story in so that it's there. I mean, that was a pretty decent story.
Yeah, coming from Arkham, and then, the Insane Asylum, and, the Joker, and we already know about the sequel, basically, at the VGAs. As soon as they were up there at the VGAs 2009, they just go, oh, yeah, by the way, sequel happening.
Of course. I think it warrants a sequel.
It definitely
deserves
does.
a sequel.
Absolutely. The game was definitely very strong. And, for Game of the Year, this has a run. When I was voting for Game of the Year, I mean, I was stuck between two choices. And for me, it was either Batman Arkham Asylum or what I was going to pick for my Game of the Year, which is going to be Uncharted 2, Among Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
And, I might as well start with mine. My pick's going to be Uncharted 2. And what really drives me crazy about this game is how good it was, how polished it is, how excellent this game is, and then we look at the NPDs and it hasn't been on there for 2-3 months. And I blame most of this on Sony not being able to put enough PS3 consoles in people's houses, but it's nowhere to be found. I mean, VGA, it took Game of the Year, and I definitely agree. And when I was doing my voting, I voted for Uncharted. But, just about the game itself, great story, fantastic visuals. I mean, the best looking game was Uncharted 1, and then only to be matched by this one. A fantastic story, with some great in-play game elements, and incorporating that melee again. They tried it in Drake's Fortune, but they never really mastered it. And then we move on into Uncharted 2. We got a lot better integration. The gameplay just flowed. Again, I mean, even as you were fighting and shooting your weapons, it was a fantastic job done with the visuals and the way all the dynamic lighting and things were handled. It was very tasteful. I think it had a lot going on in there. And then, of course, it had a multiplayer component, and some people would compare to other multiplayer shooters in the genre. A lot of people, I would see playing this, I didn't think would catch on. You would think a game like this would just have it tacked on because, the original Uncharted didn't have any multiplayer, and then this one has it. You would think it'll be a tacked on kind of thing, but when in fact it was great, comparable to many other shooters on the market, focusing on multiplayer primarily. So I think Uncharted really should take a run for Game of the Year.
I think it's great to see a developer taking a franchise which has a great first game, and then with the second game they do much more than just reiterate what they've already done. They really pushed the franchise to new heights, and I think it was an incredible game.
I think this adds a lot to third-person shooting. Naughty Dog has done an excellent job here. I think I think what's going on here is we realize that a lot of developers start out with a game, lay some of the groundwork, and then in their second game they just blow us away.
I think with Uncharted 2, we also have a game that's just it's more than just a shooter. It's also it has that same sort of almost Tomb Raider sort of feel, and also almost like an Indiana Jones sort of thing. But the fact that it blends it all together in this really great game, I'm not surprised that you put it for your Game of the Year.
I'm really happy with it, and it's too bad that it's not a lot of people are playing it because it was PS3 exclusive. And it's a great thing for PlayStation to have some decent first-party content, but it's I wish more people would be out there playing it, and a lot of people maybe are thinking, why would you pick Uncharted? Well, I mean, if you play it, if you see it, if you have experienced it, you realize how great this game really is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whoever's next, Chief, right? You didn't go yet.
All right, I guess I'll just jump right in. I'd first like to say that it was very difficult for me to decide my Game of the Year for 2009. Some notable things I'd like to say. Other than the demo, I've never really dove into Uncharted 2. I was impressed, but then again, I don't feel like I can put it for Game of the Year if I really haven't played it. I was really thinking about maybe putting ODST up there, but ODST, I think they just took I think the title of the game is really appropriate because it's Halo 3 ODST. It's really, they took everything that was good about Halo 3 and looked at it in a new direction. So what I'm going to say for my Game of the Year is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I definitely agree. I was afraid no one was going to pick this, actually. Because I know the way we've been playing, I'm like, oh my god, no one's going to pick Call of Duty. I'm going to be in hot water in this episode.
Well, you said it was the number one you should be playing for 6 times or something.
Yeah, I think you might have thought I would say. I can't pick it for Game of the Year, but continue.
I think it's the best multiplayer shooter of the year that was released. I mean, it's just incredibly robust. They added new things like Spec Ops, which just completely kicks ass. They took the multiplayer to a new level, and I played Call of Duty 4 and I thought it was great, but I don't know what it was. It didn't seem to grab me as much as it seemed to grab everyone else. And then this next time around, I just really dug into it. I love the customized.
This kind of reaffirms what I was saying. When I was saying, we lay the groundwork in the first one, the sequel comes out and blows us away. Just seeing this again, Assassin's Creed 2 as well.
But I mean, not to discredit Call of Duty 4, because it's easily worth considering one of the games of 2007, one of the best games of 2007. And it had a great multiplayer, but they just took what was so good and they added more. And it's one of the best, looking and sounding games of the year. It's streamlined and refined, and it's a ton of fun. And it's got a new focus on consoles, which you can really see with the franchise. I mean, it started out as a PC exclusive, the Call of Duty franchise, and I think with Call of Duty 2, it started the shift towards the console focus, and then
wasn't Call of Duty just a 360 exclusive?
No, it was not.
Call of Duty 2. I'm sorry.